and I've been associated with Exalta Systems, as Amita has already told, and also I'm PTC certified for ThingWorx as a ThingWorx trainer. So that was all about me, and I hope you guys are able to see my screen, and you guys can hear me properly as well, right? All right. So now let's just understand what is IoT, uh, because ThingWorx is one of the largest IoT platform, right? So it is very important for us to understand the basic thing, like what is IoT. Now, what we'll do in this example, I'll just take the simple example of let's say a wearable device. So this is a kind of a wearable device, and I want to make it as IoT enabled. Now for that purpose, what I'll do is I'll give it a unique identity, because each and everything which is connected to your network will have an unique identity. Okay, so it seems audio is not working. So it is for all, or others are able to hear me?
No, it's fine. I'm able to hear.
Okay. Okay. All right. So guys, I hope there is some problem from some guys. So you have to take care of that, because the problem is from their side itself. Okay, so now what we were talking about is we were interested in making this device as IoT enabled. So first of all, we'll give it as a unique identity, let's say IPv4 or IPv6 addresses. Now in order to make it smart, the first thing is to integrate it with the sensors. Okay, once we integrate it with the sensor, it will start generating some data. Now whenever the sensors are placed, or whenever sensors are integrated with any of the device, it will start generating huge amount of data. Now we cannot keep the data into the air, we have to store that data somewhere, right? And therein the role of your IoT platform comes into picture. Now to store this type of data which is generated by the sensors, could be of any type. It could be structured, it could be unstructured data, it could be time series, or it could be a generic data. So whatever data comes in, we have to store it into the IoT platform. There, the ThingWorx is the one which is the, I can say, a greatest IoT platform about which we are going to talk. Now, to store your data into the IoT platform or into the cloud, you have a device called gateway. So basically, your data which is generated by sensor will talk to the gateway with the help of some low range communication, and then it will be passed over from your gateway to cloud using the technologies and some long range communication protocol like MQTT, CoAP, and 2G and 3G and all that. Once we get the data into the platform, we are open to do the analysis, work on it, create visualization of it, monitor it, track it, and everything. Okay. So this is the complete end-to-end IoT flow from your sensors to cloud. Now let's understand what is the need of IoT platform, or like what is the IoT platform. So basically, as I said,
Hi,
your IoT
I
guys,
have a question.
please request, please keep it, please hit it into the chat window. Whatever questions you have, we'll definitely try to give it. We'll definitely try to answer. Please keep on hitting your questions into the chat windows. Okay. So what we were talking about the IoT platforms. So why IoT platforms are required, or why IoT platforms are important? Because as I said, whatever data is being generated by sensor, we have to push it into the platform, right? Because we have to store it somewhere. Now your IoT platform comes there, because all of the IoT platforms are nothing but the platform that are generated onto the cloud. So basically you are storing your data onto the cloud, and then you are able to set all the analysis, all the visualization tools, and you can do whatever you want with that data, right? Now these are some popular IoT platforms: ThingWorx, again Microsoft Azure, IBM Bluemix, Amazon Web Services. Even we have our own platform, the Internet Osmosis, which is basically developed by Exalta itself. So these are some popular IoT platforms that are there. Now let's get into the much more detail about ThingWorx. So ThingWorx, as I said, it is a cloud IoT platform which is exclusively designed for giving solutions to the IoT scenarios and giving solutions to machine-to-machine learning and machine-to-machine applications. So basically, it is founded in 2009 by Russell Fedel, and currently it is owned by PTC, right? And if we talk about the market scenario, like what is the market scene of ThingWorx? So you can see like topmost, many of the companies or many of the topmost telecommunication systems have started adopting the IoT platform that is ThingWorx. So if we talk about Elisa, it is basically a Finnish operator, a Finland-based company, which is used, which is the telecommunication system basically, and it uses ThingWorx nowadays to push it the data, to store the data, like how many subscribers they have, what offers they want to give. Let's say one customer is using Hello Tune frequently, so they'll just generate the data, they'll uh, analyze, they'll make a big data analysis on that, and they will give some offers to it, and that kind of analysis they are started doing with the help of ThingWorx platform. And if you talk about Tele2, now Tele2 is the most interesting part they are started doing now. What Tele2 has announced it, they'll be launching an innovative IoT portal which will enable the aggregation of some of the best IoT solutions in the one single interface. So whatever IoT solutions provided by topmost companies, they decided to put it together into a single portal. Now, in this case, we could say Tele2 is a kind of first out of the blocks to launch such a versatile and the encompassing tool for machine-to-machine IoT solutions. So it's a very big term wherein all the IoT solutions will be gathered together and to put it into a portal and launch it. Now, for this purpose also, uh, it is yet to be launched, guys. It is announced and it is like yet to be launched, right? So they have chosen ThingWorx and Microsoft as their whole like major IoT platforms they'll be using. And recently, nowadays, just like in October 2016, the Vodafone, which has brought 2G and 3G firstly for us, they have also started using the IoT ThingWorx as their IoT platform. Again, Cognizant is the most, I could say, the old client, which is they are using ThingWorx as their IoT solutions. And in that case, Cognizant is awarded by the system integrator partner for the year 2016. Right. And again, many, like you can see, Deloitte nowadays started using, again, Ventesa Research. It is basically the advisory company which has awarded PTC ThingWorx for its Internet of Things technology. So ThingWorx has covered basically, I can say, the 80% of market nowadays. Many of the big companies, trust me, if I could place it into the slides, it will be a really big thing. So I could say the 80% of market is nowadays covered by ThingWorx. So this is the marketplace of ThingWorx, you can see. Now, what can ThingWorx do for us? This is really very important. Before adopting any technology or before getting into any technology, it's really important for us to understand what does it do for us, right? So as you can see, the first thing, we are able to store extremely huge amount of data into it. There is no limitation of number of devices that you can connect to your platform. There is no limitation what kind of technologies you want to connect it to your platform. Along with it, it gives you a pretty beautiful web interface. Like, moreover, I can say ThingWorx is a kind of user-friendly environment it has. Again, once the data is with you into your platform, you can have the graph data analysis, your share data analysis, and you can just integrate it with your any external devices, right? So And moreover, you can just collect and store the data from devices. As I said, you can connect each and everything, basically each and everything you can connect to your platform. So data modeling, whatever data you have required, generate the analysis report on that, perform big data analytics on that. You can do basically everything with your data, right? Now, these are several important components that we should talk about. And if you can see, there are basic 6 components that we have to understand. The first component is the ThingWorx Composer, right? So Composer is the main, or moreover, I can say your visualize or your development tool. So it is kind of an IDE, like you might have used many of the IDEs to develop your codings, right? Might be Eclipse or NetBeans or anything. So it is a development environment where you write your backend logic, write your business logic, and collaborate it, and you can just represent it to the front end. So this is basically the development tool, and this is how the ThingWorx looks like, right? Because we are talking about ThingWorx, so it's really important for us to take a first look of that. So this is the ThingWorx look like. Once you install ThingWorx on your PC, you can just it is the first look like how it will look like. The second and very important thing is Mashup Builder. So it is an inbuilt tool. Now see, it's very important, right? Whatever we are developing at backend, it's very important to show it in a beautiful manner. That's why the visualization tools are becoming very important nowadays. Now ThingWorx has its own codeless mashup builder, right? Again, I'm telling it is a codeless mashup builder. So whatever the data analysis or whatever modeling, data modeling we are doing at backend, we want to show it to a end user in a beautiful manner. So Mashup Builder is a tool which will let you create the mashup, or let you create the visualization part of it, and you can represent it to the end user. So basically it has a drag and drop kind of functionality. It's really not important that you should be very expert into the coding. Moreover, I could say ThingWorx is 80% drag and drop and 20% backend coding. So it's really not important for you to be expert into the coding. If you have little bit knowledge about Java, if you can just understand the functions that are there which are already written, it's pretty much right. So basically you can just create a real-time dashboard of it, and you can create the collaborative workspaces. Now the whatever mashups you will be creating for your business problem or for your use case, again the ThingWorx gives you a flexibility of that. You can run your mashup into your mobile phone, into your tablet PC, whatever the device it could be, right? So it is the very important and powerful tool of ThingWorx, I could say that. Along with it, storage, a very important part, because storage is something that uh, I can say it comes as a feature part of the ThingWorx. As I said, nowadays almost everything is connected to your internet, right? Almost everything is connected. According to Gartner's report, uh, till 2020 we'll have 20 billion devices that would be connected. So you can just imagine what type of uh, huge and massive amount of data will be coming in, right? So your platform must be that much powerful to accept any type of data, store it. uh, it should be that much powerful to make the analysis report of out of those data and give you the specified solution of that, right? So here if we talk about ThingWorx, I could say that yes, it is the powerful, it is that much powerful because it has the 3D storage engine. Now let's understand why it is known as 3D storage engine. The term 3D is specified because it is able to accept all type of data. As I said, sensor generates any type of data. It could be either structured data, it could be unstructured, it could be the time series or the generic type of data. So in ThingWorx, you can store basically any type of data. And if we talk about the databases that are inbuilt, which are supported by ThingWorx, are DataStax in enterprise. Again, Neo4j for non-relational databases. If you talk about NoSQL type of databases, so Neo4j is the default database that is already provided, or which is, I can say, the inbuilt database in ThingWorx. Again, PostgreSQL for the structured database. Moreover, let's say you want to use MongoDB. Let's say I'm like much more good in MongoDB, and I want to integrate MongoDB with my ThingWorx platform. So in this case also we have the functionality of extensions. So in PTC has developed their own marketplace where are wherein you have the extensions. So basically for each and every thing that you want to connect it to your platform, they have already created the extensions for it. You can just download it, import it with your platform, and you're all set to go. So as I said, there is uh, basically you can connect each and everything, you can integrate each and everything with your platform. So that is the beauty of this platform, right? So that's the reason it is known as the 3D storage, and it has the massive capacity to store any amount of data, right? Now again, if we talk about a search engine, so searching is also very important part, because let's say you have developed a project, and after a year, let's say maybe after a year, you are in a need to uh, view the analytical reports of those projects, right? So sometimes it becomes very difficult for you to search uh, the data which is of your interest. So it is kind of highly impossible thing, because as I said, nowadays each and everything is connected to internet, and in your platform you'll have like huge amount of data. Now what happens is, your platform gives you your this platform gives you the functionality to search basically each and everything into your platform. Now for example, if I've given here the one example, let's say you are owning a truck company, and that truck company has fleet of 20,000 trucks. Let's say you have 20,000 trucks, and what you want to do is, you want a technician that needs to quickly locate all the late model trucks in the specific region. Like you want to understand, you want to get a list of all the technicians that are allocated at different locations, right? So 20,000 trucks, those many locations, and those many technicians. So basically you are doing kind of a queries, right? So for this purpose, ThingWorx have inbuilt search engine, which is known as the spotlight searching. If I can just show you into the previous slides. So this is the ThingWorx homepage, and you can see this search tab here, right? So this is the search tab, which will search basically each and everything for you, not only the terms, but terms inside the terms as well. So whatever you want to search, you can just specifically type there, and it will give you a list of those many related items. Okay, so this is again the, I could say, the very important component of the platform. Now the again very important part which comes into picture is the collaboration. Right, nowadays we all of us are have all of us are have become very socialized, right? We do use Facebook, Google Plus, Twitter, and everything in order to stay connected to the real time world. So your platform is again that much capable. You can just, let's say you are working on something, you are working on your platform, and suddenly you want to move to your Facebook account. So there is no need to go into browser, login, and just do that. You will have some extensions. You can just import that, and you can access your profile from your platform, right? So it is again a very interesting feature. So basically, the collaboration feature is introduced, wherein you can connect the Facebook, your Twitter, your Google Plus, or your Instagram accounts and everything. So as I said, your ThingWorx platform is that much capable where you can connect each and everything with your platform, right? So collaboration is the one part of it. Now again, if we talk about connectivity, it's very important because uh, it is the one of the important point, right? Let's say whenever you're talking about an IoT platform in market nowadays, we have hundreds of IoT platforms. Which to choose, when to choose, it depends, right? Now we talk about ThingWorx. It has the massive storage, or it has the massive connectivity option. As I said, basically you can connect each and everything with your platform. So there is no device limitation, or there is no storage limitation, or there is limitation is not a word which is made for ThingWorx, because for connecting, let's say you want to connect any other IoT platform. Let's say you want to connect your Azure with your IoT platform. Again, you have the extensions for that. Let's say you want to connect some external databases to your platform. You have the extensions for that as well. Let's say you want to connect some hardware device. Let's say you want to connect a small sensor. Let's say you want to connect from a small sensor to a Raspberry Pi. So we have different mechanisms for that. You just have to leverage those mechanisms and you are all set to work with your projects or your use cases. Right? So basically you can connect each and everything to your platform. Along with that, we know all the basic IoT protocols, right, like MQTT and CoAP and all that. In the same way, for connectivity purpose, ThingWorx has its own proprietary protocol called Always On. So this is the protocol, Always On protocol, which is exclusively designed by ThingWorx for connectivity between your gateway to your platform, right? Along with Always On, we have different mechanisms, like we have different, I could say, the powerful mechanisms like edge microservers and SDKs, right? So edge microserver is basically the software. It is a piece of software. Let's say whenever you want to integrate, let's say, any hardware component, it could be a node MCU or it could be a Raspberry Pi. You want to integrate this kind of hardware devices to your platform. That is a piece of software which you need to install on your hardware devices, and then your device and your platform will be able to communicate with each other, right? So this is the what you can say, the powerful uh, or the strongness of the platform. Now, let's quickly talk about the features of ThingWorx. Faster time to market, uh, obviously and definitely, because as I said, it is easy to use. First point, the user interface is little bit friendly. Not little bit, it is much more friendly if you compare it with other IoT platforms. Again, less coding is required. So those who are poor into coding side of part, they can just go ahead and they can start developing the solutions into the IoT with the help of IoT platform. And as I've shown you the earlier, right, many big players into the market are nowadays using ThingWorx. So definitely it has the faster time to market. Again, simplicity, the same thing. Rapid application development is there. Basically you can connect each and everything to your platform. So simplicity again is the very important part. Single platform, so I can say the single platform with limitless possibilities, right? Let's say you want to generate the data, let's say you want to store any type of data, you are able to do that. You want to connect any other ecosystem to your platform, you are able to do that. You want to connect any other IoT platform with ThingWorx, you are able to do that, right? So I can say it is a one stop shop for developers, right, to build the scalable and the interoperable products, or to develop the machine to machine applications with the help of this platform. Again, built-in analytics. Now in many of the IoT platforms, if you talk about, let's say, other platforms like Azure or AWS, you have to purchase a different analytics software of that. But what ThingWorx gives you is it has the built-in analytics. So that is again the very important part. Once you have the data into it, you can you are able to build up the analytics with the help of any technologies like MapReduce or Hive or Pig or any technology, right? So these are the quick features of the your ThingWorx platform. Now, some of the implemented case studies, I'll just talk about some of the implemented case studies as well. As you can see, this is the logistics use case, and this is the dashboard of your ThingWorx. This is the, moreover, I can say this is the mashup, wherein you can see your average temperature is being shown by the gauges that are there. Now, trust me, guys, this complete mashup is built with the help of with the feature of drag and drop. I haven't done any coding into it, or developers haven't did any coding into it to create this kind of mashups, right? So this is the beauty of the platform. Now here, let's say if we talk about the refrigerated truck or the fleet management system, I want to understand at which time, at which location my truck is, or what is the temperature of that refrigerated truck, right? Whether the door is open or closed. So I'll put some sensors onto it, and the sensor will start generating the data, and my platform will be capturing the data, and according to that I'll able to see the changes on my platform, on my mashup. So let's say right now my truck is at this location, and after an hour my truck is moving from this location to this location to some other location. I'll be able to see the changes accordingly without any efforts. In the same way, let's say temperature of the refrigerated truck is changing, I'll be able to see that uh, onto the gauges, right? Whatever the distance it has traveled, again some report, let's say some real-time temperature and RPM readings I want to get. I'll have the bar chart or the line chart space over here, which will create the which will represent the diagrammatical results for me, right? So these kind of mashups you can generate. So whatever the business problem could be, your platform should be that much able to give it a proper solution and to represent it into the proper way. So that's what your ThingWorx has, that kind of capabilities, right? Let's say if we talk about one more study which is into the agriculture domain. So nowadays you can see agriculture domain is facing the huge problems because of rain and some kind of weather conditions. So your platform will tell you when to plow, what, how much water is to be given to your farm, and this kind of many relative decisions, right? It will just will put some sensors like some weather sensors, and that sensors will start generating the data. Your platform will capture that data, and as per the analysis, as per the decision making, as per the big data analytics, it will give you the results like at which area you can flow, when it will be rain. By putting rain sensors you can just expect when the rain could be, when the rain will come, right? So in this case your platform is that much enough which will give you the big decisions like when to flow, how much water is to be given and all that, right? So this kind of case studies that are there which are already implemented. Moreover, in our training also we will be covering one case study of vending machines. So in that case, what we'll be doing is we'll place the three different vending machines at different locations. Definitely, we'll be placing the digital representation of those vending machines at the different locations. And what we'll do is we'll try to fetch their temperature and humidity into the platform, and it will be a dynamic property. It will have the dynamic property, so that the temperature and humidity of those three vending machine will be updated after each and every 30 seconds. So this kind of case study, many this type of many case studies we'll be covering into the trainings as well, right? So these were the two basic case studies that were already implemented uh, by a few of the clients of the ThingWorx, right? Now again, as I said, we have like hundreds of IoT platforms into the market, right? If I talk about some big players among them, right, like your AWS, Microsoft Azure, ThingWorx, IBM Bluemix. So this is the quick representation of the comparison of all of that. So as you can see, uh, definitely all of them are a very big player into the market. But why ThingWorx is different? different, what ThingWorx sets apart from the other platforms. So this is just the quick comparison of all of them. So if you talk about scalability, yes, ThingWorx has the great range of scalability. Again, 24 by 7 available. Developer friendly, as you can see, this is the very important part. As I said, right, it is very user friendly, and I myself, I am using ThingWorx nowadays. So you can just imagine, like, it is very user friendly. So again, it sets high for the ThingWorx. And if you talk about Bluemix and Azure and AWS, definitely this sets below ThingWorx. Again, if you talk about security and privacy, definitely it is highly secure because it is the web hosted uh, platform along, and it comes with the basic authentication of HTTP, like username and password. Along with it gives you the encrypted data format as well. So DTLS securities are also provided. Along with it, inbuilt security mechanisms are also there. Let's say you 4 5 people are working into a project, right? So you have that authority to set the read permissions for your other team members. So that kind of data security and complete platform security both are maintained by your platform, right? So again, I could say ThingWorx is highly secure. Now for visualization, we have the Mashup Builder, the tool that I've already explained, the Mashup Builder tool. Similarly for Bluemix, we have JK tool, Power BI, and EC2 instances for AWS. Now integration. So for integration, as you can see, we have many ways to connect, external entity or any edge device to your ThingWorx. So ThingWorx has APIs, uh, the concept of edge microserver that I've explained. Again, we have SDKs, right? So if you can see some other, you can say that if you can see just other platforms, they have like much, like few options, right? In the same way, if you just talk about the protocols that are supported by your platform, obviously MQTT, CoAP, SNMP, these protocols are the most widely used IoT protocols. Those are supported by ThingWorx. Moreover, as I said, ThingWorx has its own proprietary protocol, which is the always on protocol, exclusively developed by ThingWorx for connectivity between your gateway to cloud, right? So again, if you talk about some performance management, uh, definitely high, completeness high, proven high, right? So these are some few factors that I could explain you, like why ThingWorx is apart from other platforms, right? Now this is just the very small list of ThingWorx, as you can see, right? So basically your ThingWorx is spreaded into each and every part. Like if you talk about solution providers, if you talk about the system integrators, or any area. So as I've explained you, nowadays many top companies have started using it. So this is the client list of ThingWorx, or you can say the partners. Nowadays, we have also started using it for our deployments and for training purposes as well, right? So for more information, you can visit us at exceltra.com. Uh, it's very important to learn the technology. Once we are done with the technology, once we have the skills into the technology, really the market is open for us, right? So now what we'll do is we'll take up the questions, and I'll just check out if there are any questions I can answer. Okay, so as I can see, Amita was helping me out. Thank you so much, Amita. It seems Amita has answered many of the questions. How much job opportunities are there into the IoT market? Okay, so Rick was asking how much job opportunities that are there. So Rick, as I've shown you, right, many of the top companies have started using it. Not only top companies, even many of the startups have also started using ThingWorx. So definitely, there is a big market. You should be a skilled. You should be the skill is a powerful tool for you. You should have those skills, and definitely the market is open for you. Okay. And can we patent our ideas? Sensor will send data to sensor node like Arduino. From Arduino, it will try to get the like Raspberry Pi. For which company? Yes, Panda, I think I should try to give you a question. So as you said, Arduino will generate the data. So yes, in that case, what will happen is your Arduino will become a node and it will generate the data. It will push it to the gateway with the help of some low range communication protocol like your Bluetooth or Zigbee or might be Z-Wave. And then for gateway to cloud or from your gateway to your IoT platform, the MQTT and CoAP will be used. And let's say in case you are using ThingWorx as your IoT platform, you have always on protocol as well, which is a little bit simple as compared to MQTT and CoAP. So yes, your understanding is correct. All right. So Ramesh is asking skilled on ThingWorx or skilled on embedded and electronics. Okay. So Ramesh, now see what happens if you talk about IoT. It is not just embedded or it's not just ThingWorx or it's not just software, right? It is the complete the emergence of technologies, right? But it's very important for you to understand the every aspect of it. Let's say if you talk about myself, I was from software background, but now I'm really good into understanding some of the embedded terms as well, right? So it depends on you, like which area you want to get into, and you can just decide your own way. But it's very important for you to understand at least one of the good IoT platform. Because without any IoT platform, there is no point in talking about IoT, right? Because whatever the data is being generated, definitely you have to store it somewhere, and that's what there the picture of IoT platform comes into the scene, right? Okay, so any other questions, guys, which I can answer? So I'll highly recommend you to visit our website once. Therein we have uh, kept many of the FAQ questions and many of the information about ThingWorx as well. ThingWorx is supporting Node-RED tool. Yes, Gopal. So as I said, right, just not only Node-RED tool, it is your ThingWorx supports basically each and everything, right? So answer for your question is yes. What is the basic programming language required to talk with sensor and ThingWorx? See, Ramesh, what happens, as I said, uh, for sensor to your platform, you should basically, there are two ways, right? From sensor to your gateway and from your gateway to your cloud. So here I could say if you talk about ThingWorx, no programming language is required, right? Because in our training also we there is one exercise or there is one module wherein we show you the end-to-end process. We in this as the part of training we ship you the sensor board, we ship you the complete hardware kit, and we'll show you the complete end-to-end flow right from your sensor to device. So in that case we use MQTT, we use HTTP to give you the complete flow right from your sensor to your uh, this thing, your cloud platform.
Okay, I will answer this question in a bit more detail. See, what happens is when we connect ThingWorx to any devices, that device could be a node or a gateway, your simple sensor based chip, any cloud platform, anything. Basically, we communicate it using three methods. First is Edge microserver. So, Edge microserver is something which uses Lua script as a language for communicating. Internally, definitely it will be using your always on protocol. But if there are other devices which can speak Android, Java, C, then there are SDKs available. Through this SDKs, basically we can speak to ThingWorx. So Ramesh, the answer to your question is basically different languages like Java, C, Android, Lua, Python can be used to communicate with ThingWorx. But what we will need is either we'll need Edge microserver, or we will need your SDKs, or we will need a simple API based HTTP protocol to communicate the data if we are using C. Okay, Dhvani, you can go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Amita. So I hope Ramesh, you are now clear with your question. And as I can see, Amit is asking Android of things. Yes, Amit, Android is also supported by ThingWorx. Now for Android, we have the SDKs that are available. Not only Android, many of the topmost programming languages are supported, like Python, your Java, your .NET framework. So basically, for these kind of programming languages, we have the SDK as the connectivity tool between your device, between your programming interface to your platform. So SDKs that are there, which are available in ThingWorx Marketplace. No, .NET is also supported. As I said, you have the SDKs that are there, which are already available at ThingWorx Marketplace. You can just use those SDKs and you can connect it. Moreover, extension is also available for .NET, right? So you can connect basically each and everything to your platform. Do you have your own weather data or needs to depend on third-party weather API data? No, Gopal. Now, if I talk about our use case, like what we basically cover into the training. So what we do is we ship you the sensor board, which will start generating, which will start sensing the data. Let's say if you talk about some temperature sensor or humidity sensor that will be available on your sensor board. So it will grasp the real-time data. It will just grasp the temperature of your room and humidity of your room, and we will try to push that data onto the platform, onto the ThingWorx platform, and you'll be able to see the same result onto your platform. So whatever data is being generated will be by your sensor itself. You're not supposed to depend on the third party to generate that data and use API to make it available, right? So that is the whole and sole idea of the use case that we'll be covering. Okay, weather forecast data. No, so in that case, what happens is you can use the APIs that are available, right? So for weather forecasting data, we have the REST APIs that are available. You can just use that to make available that data. And moreover, with the help of SDKs and with the help of always on protocol, you can just push that data to your platform. How many use cases will be part of training? So Ramesh, in this training, what we do is uh, the first use case, as I've explained, the first use case will be about the vending machine, and second use case will be about giving you the end-to-end feel of the connectivity right from your sensor to cloud. Now for this connectivity, we'll be using MQTT and HTTP as our basic communication protocol, and along with it, just in the same connectivity use case, we'll be using the hardware, very important hardware, the Raspberry Pi. So we'll integrate Raspberry Pi with the ThingWorx platform as well. Apart from it, we will be not use case, but again very important part. Uh, we'll be covering the database connectivity as well, wherein we'll be connecting to MySQL, and we will be using the internal database that is H2 persistence provider, which is inbuilt database provided by ThingWorx itself, right? So yes, as Amita is telling, both of these use cases are really very important, because once you understand these kind of use cases, like how to create the things, how to simulate those, how to create the digital representations of it, how to connect, right from a small sensor to big Raspberry Pi, how you can just connect it to your platform. It really makes a lot of sense, because depending on these technologies, tomorrow you'll be able to connect like many other edge devices to your platform. So definitely what we are going to cover into the training is really very important. Should IoT device should always have SIM card slot? Yes, as Amita is telling, it's not necessary. It depends, right? Like let's say you have your device have the inbuilt Wi-Fi module. It's not important for you to have the a SIM card slot into it. Yes, so GSM is a technology. So let's say you are using that technology to push your data from your yes, so it's a communication channel, and if you're using that to communicate between your node to gateway, you should have the SIM card slot into it.
Okay, I will answer Amit's question. Amit, your question is, what are the other things do I have to learn along with ThingWorx to get into IoT? Now see, IoT platform, ThingWorx is the IoT platform. So IoT platform is just one small part of the entire complete IoT ecosystem. So if you're really serious and if you really want to get into IoT or you want to make your career, then understanding the complete IoT ecosystem, the different technical pieces that goes into it, like sensors, nodes, gateways, different communication protocols, technologies, cloud, data, analytics, all these things are very important to learn for anybody, because as I said, ThingWorx is just one technical piece or one component of the entire end-to-end IoT ecosystem. So I mean, this is not any kind of advertisement but just a simple knowledge that what we do is generally we run IoT boot camps every month, wherein we give a complete picture of end-to-end IoT ecosystem. The first 3 days are complete theory, explaining sensors, communication protocols, cloud, IoT platform, analytics, and also big data and everything. And then we do a end-to-end IoT case study using Arduino boards, sensors for the last 2 days. So this will give you an entire idea of Internet of Things basically. And then once you are thorough with IoT, then as I said, ThingWorx is a IoT platform which is one technical piece, so that you can learn in detail. Also, one more thing is, when we do this ThingWorx boot camps also, what we do is initially first 2.5 hours, we give a complete idea about what Internet of Things is, what IoT is. We explain sensors, nodes, gateways, everything. So we first build a picture of the IoT, base of IoT, and then we start with ThingWorx. Yes, sure, Ramesh. The training will definitely help you, because the training is designed in such a way that it not only helps experienced people but also it helps novice. So that's why what we have done is we haven't included just the theory. It is completely practical, hands-on, and use case based training. All our trainings are that way. I mean, in any training, we will ship you the complete entire hardware kit consisting of some Raspberry Pi board, Arduino board, sensor board. We will ship you the code, and then every theory aspect will come with the hands-on practical. For ThingWorx training, we will provide you a virtual machine access of the ThingWorx platform itself, where you can do the practicals and do the hands-on. Yes, you can enroll for this program from anywhere. I mean, Dhwani, if you can leave your email address with us, I'll ask some of my team member to get in touch with you.
Guys, I have shared my email address. Whatever queries or whatever doubts you can have, you can just drop me a mail. Me or my team members will definitely get back to you. And this is Amita's email address as well. You can just write to any of us at any time. And moreover, if you can just see my screen, this is the Excelta's website, wherein we have the ThingWorx training tab, from where you can just download our brochure. If you just go down, you can just download the brochure, and you will have the clear understanding of what do we do in this training, what we are supposed to cover up into the training as well, right? So any further more questions which we can answer? For we keep on conducting such kind of webinars. So for that purpose, you can just visit our websites on the regular basis. You will have the updated information of that. And
Uh,
moreover, your email address is with us.
Sorry, Dhwani, to interrupt you. Can you, since your screen is open, can you show our resources section to everyone where they can visit the already recorded webinars?
Sure. So if you can just go to resources, and here we have the IoT webinars, wherein you'll have the complete webinars that we have delivered, previous webinar videos, and you can just check out all the webinars that are delivered by Exelta experts. All right. So any other queries or any other questions that we can answer up, guys? All right. So I hope is that available to all registered members? Yes, Ramesh. As you can see, I'm just opening the Exelta's website. Therein, you have to go to resources and IoT webinars. So these webinars are open. Anybody can access it, and anybody can take a look into that. Right. So I hope the webinar was informative, and please write to us if you have any more queries. Uh, for the day, I'll just close the session, and thanks to all of you, and thank you so much for giving your precious time. Thank you so much.